Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is the Piracy Show. Now today, 3.0 PTU, we're going to be going out, we're going to be scavenging, we're going to be salvaging. In fact, we are going to be scalvaging. Now, what I've been doing since the new build came out on Saturday morning, Friday night, which by the way, this build is phenomenal. Holy crap, what an upgrade. I've been going out with my Cutlass Black and I've been sniping cargo off of ships. I've been accepting missions to go to that ship to retrieve a piece of cargo, usually one mission objective, but then I go in and I snag another piece of cargo as well, sometimes two, bring it back, bring my ship back to Port Olisar, save it, and then log out. And as you can see in the bottom right, I've actually now gotten a lot further along with that. I'm still having some trouble with some of the placing of cargo. I've gotten a little bit more practice with it, but the system is still a little bit wonky. So that's one of the, I guess, issues that they have to work on for the future, but obviously not a great priority against basically making all this work, which to a large degree they seem to have licked a lot of the problems. They seem to have gotten a lot of these things straightened out. Now, of course, issues like visibility are still a problem. I'm not going to beat that drum too much, except to say that I think it's kind of funny that the same people who are making videos saying it's not a problem, you see them tilting their ship down when they're going into land so that they can actually see where they're going. But apparently it's not a problem. Okay. Now, I kind of promised myself I wouldn't go there, but then I did. Who cares? So anyways, we're going to be going out where we're going to be trying to snipe cargo. We're going to be picking up missions and then trying to salvage what we can and build up our little collection on the Cutlass Black. As you can see, we've gotten a little further ahead, but if you know about the stability of the server and the issues that it's been having, this little collection here for one person is not too bad. Now, I've also used this as a bit of a way to kind of vet out some different ideas, because right now the PTU is really in the training wheels stage. A lot of people are avoiding each other. They're kind of off doing this thing or that, and different people might be having different issues. They might be getting stuck, so you're not really colliding with too many players right now. So you're kind of getting away with a lot of behavior that I think in the long run is probably going to come back to bite us in the ass. So even though you're going to see me doing some stuff in this video, I'm going to be telling you why doing it was wrong, and hopefully it might help you out in the future, even though for some strange reason my luck seems to be holding and I don't seem to be coming into collision with too many people. You also see, of course, the new quantum drive effect. I don't really know about this. I think that weird wavefront on that, it should be something that's generated off all the leading edges of the ship and not just that point in the front. It looked weird, and these little sparkler streamers coming off the ship. All in all, I feel like that was kind of a step backwards, to be honest. But let's get back to the mission at hand. So I've picked up a couple of missions. Now, automatically, I know that the space mission is going to be a combat mission. That can go any number of ways, and getting in and out of a ship in 0G, kind of a problem right now. So, not going to be doing that one. So we're instead going to be heading down to the surface of the planet. We're going to be hitting our favorite Starfarer site and hopefully grabbing a few crates out of this. I mean, if we do happen to come across the mission objective, so be it. But really what I want to do is I kind of want to build up a stash of crates on my ship. So I'm more looking forward to, yeah, just basically gripping as much as I can and then GTFO. Now, some of the things that I've run into in exploring the PTU have been that if you want to get a sniper rifle, you have to go to Levski to get it. If you want to get, say, the the Nomad pirate armor set or any of the really good pirate armor sets, you have to go to Grim Hex, which you can fly straight to Grim Hex. You don't need crime rating anymore, and it is an armistice zone in this version of the PTU, so you'll be safe once you get there, so you don't have to worry. You can go, you can land, and you can shop around, and then get the hell out of there before anybody untoward catches up with you. You'll probably want to go there for the pirate sets of armor. You're probably going to want to grab one of those sets of armor just for areas like this. Now, when I did this, I did it with the Nomad set, and then I realized after the fact, I was like, wow, that was actually pretty stupid. I should have done this with the pirate set, because the pirate armor set is all in black or gunmetal, so it blends right in with the background in a dark area, and it makes you more difficult to spot. But this is one of my very first attempts when the PTU had really smoothed out, and I was just like, oh my god, the PTU is working, and it's working good. I gotta play. And I wasn't really thinking. And so I have kind of, as I've played through this, I've kind of gone, okay, and I've watched this footage a few times, I've gone, okay, here's all the mistakes that I made. Here's where I should have been smarter, and here are some of the things that I need to work on. Like here, once again, running into that visibility issue. Like if you look at that little crosshair, that's the middle of the screen. Like this dashboard covers like almost all the way up to the middle. That's over the top. But I digress. So we're closing in on this crash site, and I'm talking about pirate armor. So yeah, the dark sets are usually better for a situation like this where you're in the dark. Turn off your headlamp if there are other people around, because that gives away your position. And most certainly when you land your ship, turn the running lights off. So completely power your ship off, so that way if someone's orbiting up above or watching you, you're not going to have all these lights behind you as you're approaching from your ship, lighting you and giving you a silhouette and making you easier to shoot. Things to think of in the future. Now you might be thinking, oh, why? You know, Star Citizen is supposed to be a friendly universe where everyone runs around with phasers set to stun because we don't want to hurt anyone. Skiddle-dee-dee. You know, no. Because what you're going to find in this version of the PTU and beyond is that there are singular mission objectives, yet there are plural players going after them. And that goes for not only the pirate missions, but the legitimate missions as well, like go recover the black box and things like that. Or there might be times when pirates and players, or pirates and regular players, are going for the same objective. Let's say the player wants to go get the black box to find out who shot the ship down. The pirates want to get the black box to make sure nobody finds out who shot the ship down. And then you will come into collision with other players, maybe not even, let's say, criminal players, but other players who are just regular players like you, who are out there going after the same mission objectives. So you have to kind of start thinking about these things, because now you can lose your ship and you can lose your cargo. I'm flying around with all kinds of cargo in the back. I could lose that at any time. And that all that work would then just be thrown out the window. And one of the reasons why I did this is because I was like, you know what? I want to have all this stuff. And I want people to see me with all this stuff, so that they realize that when I do lose it, there are going to be like real consequences. Because there are still some people, especially on Spectrum right now, who are operating under the illusion that this is going to just be like a fun adventure game and nobody has to hurt anyone. It is going to be the furthest thing from. This is going to be a lot closer in some ways to like games like PUBG or H1Z1. This is going to be people competing for limited resources and limited equipment, and they are going to come into collision as they try to get the things they need to survive. Now, one of the things you may want to do, you'll see it in the lower right-hand side of the screen, is that I am taking my cutlass here, and this is after I had completed the mission that I'm on right now. And what I'm basically doing is I'm taking these crates and I'm trying to figure out how to place them neatly. I'm working with the placement system, which is a little bit sketchy right now, but I found that if you basically stand parallel to where you plan to place the box, then you can basically highlight the box, select it, and then place it off to the side and still see where it's going to go and still create neat stacks. You're going to be seeing me doing that over there in the lower right. And that kind of helps obviously maximize the value you're going to get out of the space on your ship, because no, I mean, honestly, at this point in the PTU, I think it's going to be I'm going to lose this ship and lose this cargo before that happens. But in the end, in the persistent universe, when you're playing and you're surviving and you're doing well, you might run into issues of how do I place my cargo neatly so that I can get the most usage out of my space. Well, you can always pull your ship out into your hangar and test it. Though, keep in mind, if you take your cargo out in your hangar, so long as you're in the same game session, that cargo will be in that hangar. But as soon as you log off the game and then log back onto the game, like completely exit out and then come back in, then that cargo will end up being placed back into the ship that it originated from. I've tried transferring it from one ship to another. Doesn't work, because I kind of thought, oh, maybe I can store all this in my Starfarer and keep it. No, it doesn't work that way. It basically just puts it back in the ship that it came from. Though I am kind of working on another idea as to how I can do that. I haven't quite gotten the chance to do it yet, but now considering how much cargo I have built up, it probably would be a good idea. Now, occasionally when you're exploring these wrecks, you're going to find these little yellow crates. Now, you're going to see that from the side here, you can see that they're empty inside. They don't carry anything, but sometimes they're toppled, they're upside down, or they're facing away, and so you don't really know if there's anything in them. The truth is, there's never anything in them. So a good thing to do is just to avoid them. Now, you're going to see other players picking them up because they see them like in that situation, or in this situation where it's not immediately apparent that they're empty and that they don't contain anything. You'll see people scoop them up. Let them. Don't tell them otherwise. Let them, because if they're busy trying to haul around a bunch of empty crates, that gives you more time to get what's valuable. Now, you might run into situations where there might be other players there and they're like, oh, you know, they're not shooting you, so you're thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't shoot them. You don't know, because if you all of a sudden pick up one of their mission objectives and they see their mission objective, because remember, it's highlighted on the radar. I'm going to go down and I'm going to find my mission objective in a couple of minutes. It's highlighted on the radar. They know it's there. They're going to see you grab it. And so they might actually turn on you later and shoot you because you're carrying the same mission objective they're after. Like these packages here are also mission objectives. They've got that little round circle on them. That's also something that somebody might shoot you for grabbing because they're going down to grab the same thing. So a good idea is if you find a wreck that's crowded, there's a bunch of ships around it, probably not a good idea to hang around. Probably grab some other missions where you're having to go pick up goods from a lab and, you know, dump them out in space. Like, let's say it's like toxic waste disposal, or there's other missions where they're like, oh, go over here, grab this one package from this one lab and then deliver it over here to Grim Hex. Do things like that to make your money. If you run into a mission where there's a bunch of people waiting around, chances are they're probably going to be in the same mindset and they're going to shoot you. So beware of that. Now, one of the things that I thought of, and I kind of wanted to test, but unfortunately it's not implemented yet, is why land at the crash site at all? Why not land a few kilometers away, or just maybe just outside of sensor range, and then sneak in on a Dragonfly? And if it's just a mission where you just have to pick up one piece of cargo, go in, grab it, and then scoot away. That way you can also survey the landscape. But unfortunately, in the case of the Dragonfly, it seems that cargo isn't quite implemented yet. Or is it? Sort of. Maybe? No, it's not. So once that gets implemented, that's another reason to keep the Dragonfly, and that's, you know, one of the big reasons why I always said, yeah, you know, I like this bike, I like that bike, but the ability of the Dragonfly to carry cargo is pretty much one of the key features of that, of that bike. So I can't see myself getting rid of it. And of course, with a bigger ship like a Caterpillar, you can have multiple Dragonflies, you can have multiple people going out, quickly getting into a wreck, grabbing a few pieces of cargo, and bounce before anyone catches on to what you're doing. So that's something, hopefully, once that gets fully implemented and working, I'll be able to test in the future. But for right now, it's not. Another thing to remember with these wrecks is when you're going in and you're pilfering all this cargo, don't get too greedy. One of the problems with the current PTU is that even if your PC is operating fine, that doesn't necessarily mean that the entire system, the entire server, is working well. And these servers do tend to simply disconnect users, or they simply crash out. Now, when this happens, of course, the game pretty much freezes and locks up from your perspective, and then you get an error that says like 30,007, blah, 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 lost connection, check your internet connection, yada, 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 and then you're out. And once that happens, it's not like it returns your ship back to the hangar with all your cargo intact. You have now lost your ship. That counts as dying. So when you kind of come in, if you're going to do things like I'm doing here, where I'm trying to see how much cargo I can stack up, it's probably a good idea to be a little bit paranoid. Now here I am. I think this is when I'm going for my last crate, and I'm already kind of starting to feel a little like I've been here too long, and sooner or later someone's going to turn up looking for this quest or that quest in this location, and so it's probably a good idea to bounce. But I'm kind of pushing my luck a little, and I'm like, I can get one more crate, I just need to go and do the thing. So here I am pushing my luck, but at any point right now the game could crash. I could lose my server connection, and then all that work that I've done kind of goes out the window. Now, none of it's really permanent, right? None of it really counts. So it's like, it's not the end of the world, but still it would be kind of a pain in the ass. So I should really be thinking now about cutting my losses, or, well, not really cutting my losses, but, knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. Knowing when to walk away and knowing when to run. So here I am. I grabbed my last crate, and I'm thinking, should I grab some of those mission crates that are lying on the floor? I know those aren't my mission, but should I grab a few of those just because it'll build up the stack? And there's 3 of them, and they're not too far apart. It wouldn't be that big a deal. I don't know. There's one of them right here, right by the exit. I could just run in real quick, grab that, bounce out the door, and boom, get in my ship and bounce. But you see, I feel like I've already kind of made enough mistakes. I've left all my running lights on, which pretty much signals to anybody in the area, here I am, and I've wonderfully backlit myself for you. So if you want to shoot me from range, I've made your job easier, which was kind of a dumb move. And so I am starting to feel a little bit paranoid, and I've never collected up this many crates before, so now I'm kind of thinking, like, should I, shouldn't I? And I keep hesitating, and then my frame rate starts to stutter a little bit, and I'm kind of thinking, like, should I? No, it's stuttering a little bit. No. Like, you literally see me chicken out, like, nope, I'm good. Let's get out of here. I love that. I have other footage, but I wanted to show this just because of that one moment where I'm like, nah, let's not do this. Let's just get the hell out of here. And kind of works out that I did do that. And you'll see why in a moment. So I hop in my ship. I go through the whole powering on procedure and engine on procedure, because isn't that so much fun? And yeah, here we go. Getting up. Now turning towards Port Olisar. And wait, what was that? Oh, it's a wonderful, friendly constellation just hanging over the wreck. What was he up to? Don't know, don't care, not sticking around to find out. See you later. I go into the map, I select Port Olisar as my destination, and I'm done. I think I even just select Crusader. Yeah, it's like not being picky. All right, let's go. Wait, why am I going slow? There we go. Now we're moving. Yeah, so you gotta, if you're gonna stack up crates like this, the game can be kind of random at times, so it's a good idea to do it in baby steps. I'm wondering though how I can keep the crates. I've been thinking about that, and I think I'm gonna go down to Shubin 141 on Daymar, and I'm gonna pull out another ship. And I'm going to see if in the universe, if I physically transfer the cargo from the Cutlass to, say, a ship that I'm not going to fly that often, and basically use that as cargo storage and then just leave it there on Daymar, if I can build up a large selection of cargo. I suppose I could leave one of my caterpillars there. And I could use a caterpillar as crate storage. Yeah. I think that would actually be interesting to see how far I could go. But then again, I mean, they could patch it and reset everything and I could all disappear tomorrow. But still, I want to kind of experiment with that because I was kind of disappointed that we haven't gotten to the point where we have our own hangars yet, where we can store our own stuff apart from being on our ships. But then again, obviously, baby steps, these things will come in time. It's just, at this point, it would be kind of a convenient thing to have for the purposes of what I'm doing, but, you know, overall, against the whole backdrop of everything that has to be finished with the game, yeah, I'm not going to whine about it. But what I am going to do, I think, is head off to some little location and keep a ship parked there where I hide my secret pirate stash. Maybe not Shubin 141. Maybe someplace else. It's going to have a big enough landing pad, though. Well, something to think about. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.